Welcome to the Flip and Castle podcast.
Ever feel like you're just totally shouting into the void when it comes to, like, I don't know, government and stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
Like your voice is just lost in this like abyss of bureaucracy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, good news. Today's deep dive is all about how to reclaim that power.
Love it, yeah.
But we're looking at this blog post. It's called Remembering Our Power, How to End Corruption and Reclaim Authority.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it does not pull any punches.
Yeah, that's a pretty bold title. I like it.
Yeah, it's like it's straight to the point, right?
Yeah. What I did like about it, though, I will say, is that they pulled from some pretty interesting sources. I mean, you've got like government websites and actual organizations in there.
Legitimate stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not just like somebody ranting, on their soapbox. They've actually got data to back it up.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a good place to start because the post really starts with this reminder,
Oh, okay.
Government officials, they're public servants.
Oh, yeah, they work for us, in theory.
Right. But when is the last time you actually stopped and thought about that?
It's true. You don't really think about it that way.
Because we think of these big systems and it's like, how could my voice possibly matter?
Right.
But like at the end of the day, we're the taxpayers. We're funding all of this. Like our money is going to their salary.
That's right. We're
exactly. So remembering that, I think, is a really important place to start.
Totally. I like how they kind of take this nice idea, though, and then go to this place that's kind of scary, which is that, this whole corruption thing, it thrives on silence. It's like the more we kind of just go along with things, the more space there is for like shady stuff to happen.
Well, and they had this one case study that really stuck with me about this small town where because there was no financial transparency, this one contractor was basically able to like embezzle millions of dollars.
What?
Over a decade.
Oh my God.
And nobody was paying attention to the budget. Nobody noticed it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until some citizens started digging into public records that they even realized what was happening.
See, that's what I love about this deep dive. Is because it's not just these broad strokes. It's like, here's an actual example of what this looks like. And also, it reminds us that those public records are there.
Right. That's a tool in our toolbox.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of tools, the blog post actually gives us 3 major ones to kind of combat this corruption.
Okay, I'm ready.
So we've got accountability, education and mobilization, and then financial transparency.
I like it. It's like a 3-pronged approach.
Right. And they all kind of work together. So let's start with this accountability piece.
Okay.
Because the blog post really goes in on whistleblowing. They're like, this is important, even though it's scary.
Yeah, it can be really intimidating, but they highlight this other case with a city clerk who noticed some fraudulent activity and she blew the whistle.
Good for her.
Yeah. Yeah, it was tough. She had a really hard time, but because there are legal protections for whistleblowers, she was safe.
Right.
And it led to like this huge change in the procurement process.
That is so inspiring. Just to think that one person speaking up can have that kind of impact.
Absolutely. And that's where the education and mobilization piece comes in.
Okay, so it's not enough to just hope that somebody else is going to do it.
Right.
We actually have to
be engaging.
We have to understand how local government works, who's in charge, how are decisions being made, all of that.
Okay, that's fair. But also, like, how do we even begin?
Right.
It's like, where do you even find this information?
That's the thing. It's like those government websites, they're not exactly user-friendly.
Yeah.
So this blog post did a great job of linking to like some actual nonprofit organizations that break this stuff down in a way that makes sense.
Okay, that's great. Like one of them I know of is Name of Organization, and they like take legislation, right?
Yeah.
And they simplify it. They explain it in plain English. They even do training sessions to help people learn how to talk to elected officials.
Like they're giving us the cheat codes.
Right. Exactly.
I love it. Okay. And then the last tool, but definitely not least, financial transparency. I feel like we hear this term a lot.
Yes.
But I don't think people really understand what it means.
Yeah, right. Well, think about it this way. You go to buy a cup of coffee, right? And they just tell you the final price.
Yeah.
They don't tell you how much the beans were, how much labor costs.
Right.
Nothing.
Okay.
That's what it's like when governments aren't financially transparent.
Wow.
We deserve to know where our tax dollars are going for everything.
So it's not just like making sure nobody's buying like a yacht.
Right. It's a bigger
with
name.
public funds.
Yeah.
It's really about understanding their priorities.
It's about accountability, right?
Yeah.
If we don't know where the money's going, how can we hold them accountable?
Right.
And the blog post talked about this country. They implemented like an open data platform so citizens could see where every dollar was going.
Wow.
In real time.
No way.
And it dramatically reduced corruption.
Oh my gosh. Well, this has been quite the roller coaster, I got to say.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
We've gone from feeling totally powerless to like now I feel like we have this like whole toolbox, you know, like we can actually make a difference.
Empowering stuff, right?
It is empowering.
Yeah.
But, you know, it all starts with that first step, like you were saying, that awareness, getting engaged. So here's my final thought for everybody listening. What is it in your local government, in your town, your city, whatever, that you would actually want to shine a light on? Think about it.
Yeah, what matters to you. Find out about it.